is associated with the land use type, and then there's a prescription for what that land use is. So what's the recommended building height? What is the recommended building coverage? What should those front setbacks generally be? What's the intensity? And what are the land uses that generally should be recommended there? This does not change zoning. I'm going to say that again. However, if and when you do change your zoning code, this should be a good basis by which you change that code from. So this is an example of what each one of those districts looks like. This wasn't intended for everybody to be able to read this, but this is exactly right out of the plan. So you can see what's the development character. We have some character images of generally what that land use type could be and what it should look like, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So each one of those districts is pretty clearly defined. I want to go back to one thing real here quickly because somebody asked me about this. It might have been you. Outside boundaries. So the one place we did put a land use type in here, where's my cursor? Over here, is on the east side, so Jefferson Township. And this is almost exclusively identified as an area for conservation. That doesn't mean it can't be developed. What conservation means in the context of this plan, it means that if and when it is developed, if you bring it into the city, you annex it in, and you develop it, there's an expectation that it's developed with a significant amount of open space as part of it. So I think 50% is what the plan says. So it's developable. You can put development on it. But when you do it, the pattern should be in a way that you're protecting a lot of the open space for parks and open spaces, things like that, to maintain that character. So the other interesting piece, and this is where we're going to get a finer grain, is those focus areas I talked about. So we have 6 of them. We have the North Gateway up here, which is focus area 1, the West Gateway, which is focus area 2, downtown, which was focus area 3, focus area 4 being the central corridors, and then the last one was, then 5 was the South Gateway down around Taylor Road, 6 was Jefferson Township. Why did we pick these out? Maybe you can guess by just seeing them. If most of the development that's going to happen here is going to happen in these areas. Because that other 50%, the residential neighborhoods are already built out and nothing's likely to actually change. So we really wanted to focus in on where we thought we might be able to see change moving forward. So downtown was one of the first ones I'm going to share with you. Remember that dot exercise I talked about where we did the dots on the map? Here's what you have. And then we wanted people to put dots where they thought development, what they wanted to see in the future. So that wasn't the survey, that was both the public meeting and all the wards. So it was roughly 50 people that took that. And so on the left you can see what is there now. On the right is what they think it should be. I don't know if that one's right actually, I might have put that one in the wrong spot. I'm going to dig a little deeper here into the downtown. As you look in the plan, you have the existing condition here, and then we have the future land use map. What's interesting about the downtown that's different, very different from what you have today, is that one of the key recommendations of this plan, see on the next slide, is you have that this pink color actually spills out and takes in most of Granville. And so the idea here is that the downtown becomes more three-dimensional, not just Mill Street, and that Granville actually also becomes part of the downtown Main Street. And so over time, if we can allow some of those buildings to transition, get redeveloped, some of them get vertical, and so now you almost have these 2 main streets. It gets much more dimensional. That was the biggest change that happened within this focus area.